You know those prompts like, tell me about marketing that get you a sleepy essay back? Try instead, explain 3 low-budget digital marketing strategies for a small city coffee shop in simple language for a new owner. If your AI replies feel bland or slightly wrong, it is usually not that the model is broken. It is that your prompt is vague. Clear, specific instructions almost always unlock sharper, more useful answers. Hello, I'm Ava from System Prompt AI. Today, we are talking about the basics of writing prompts for AI tools. A prompt is simply the text instruction you type so the model knows what to do and who you are talking to. By the end of this, you will know how to tell the AI the task, audience, format, and tone you want. You will also know a few simple patterns that work across almost every chat tool. When you open ChatGPT or Claude and type into that box, whatever you write is your prompt. It is your instruction to the model, and the clearer that text is, the better the output you get. These models are pattern guessers. If your words are fuzzy, the AI has to guess what you meant, and it fills the gaps with generic, half-relevant answers. Sharper instructions give you sharper results. This is not just my opinion. Official guides from OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and others all repeat the same rule. Be clear and specific, and avoid vague, context-free prompts if you want reliable answers. So you might be wondering, okay, but what exactly is a prompt when I use tools like ChatGPT or Claude? Is it just the question, the whole message, or something more specific sounding? A prompt is simply the text instruction you give the AI. It can be one line or several, but its job is to tell the model what you want it to do so it can shape the response. Watch what happens if you type a clear instruction like, explain 3 benefits of daily walking in simple language for a beginner. You get a short, focused answer instead of a wandering essay that misses the point. First habit to build is clarity and specificity. Tell the AI exactly what task you want, what topic you care about, and any key details it needs, instead of tossing in a short, mysterious question. Large language models guess based on patterns in your words. If your prompt is write about dogs, it has to invent the purpose, audience, and length. So you usually get a long, generic blob that is not very useful. Let's compare. Tell me about marketing with explain 3 low-budget digital marketing strategies for a small coffee shop in a busy city in simple language for a new business owner. One sounds like homework. The other sounds actually helpful. A simple trick is to start with the task verb, then add topic, length, and purpose. For example, summarize this 2-page article for busy managers in 5 short bullet points, focusing only on key decisions they need to make. You might ask, why are vague prompts such a problem? Why does something like, help with my project, almost always lead to a bland answer that feels like it completely missed what you actually needed? With a vague prompt, the model has to guess everything, from audience to goal. So, write about dogs or help with my project turns into generic filler because you never told it what kind of help you truly wanted. Next question is, how specific should you be? Is it better to write a tiny one-liner or a giant paragraph with every detail from your life story squeezed into that one message? Aim for clear and complete, not rambling. Include the task, topic, and key details the model needs, then stop. Very long prompts with repeated or random details just hide the real request and make the answer worse. Quick confession moment. We have all typed something like, help with my project, and hoped for magic. Drop your vaguest prompt so far in the comments and what the AI gave you back, if you remember. Second habit is to give context. Tell the AI who the audience is, what situation you are in, and any goals or limits. Without that background, the model guesses and often lands in the wrong scenario. Try something like, I am a high school teacher creating a 20-minute lesson on photosynthesis for 14-year-olds. Create an outline with 3 main sections and a simple classroom activity. Now the answer matches your classroom, not some random blog. A common slip is skipping context completely. You forget to mention who will read this, what you are trying to achieve, or what you already tried. So the AI has to invent all of that and often misses the mark. Instead, feed it the relevant background. Paste the client email, the draft, or a short description first, then give a clear task like, in 3 polite sentences, reply and ask for a follow-up call next week. What actually belongs in a good prompt? Which details matter and which ones can you safely skip so you are not writing a mini novel every time you talk to your favorite AI tool? Most strong prompts share the same ingredients. State the task and topic, say who the audience is and any background, plus the format and tone you want. That simple checklist already fixes most weak prompts. Take help with my project. The AI has no clue if that is homework, a startup idea, or a science fair poster. Add what the project is, who it is for, and what kind of help you want. Third habit is to define a role and audience. Tell the AI to act as a teacher, editor, or coach, and say who it is speaking to so it can match detail level, vocabulary, and style to your real situation. For example, act as a friendly fitness coach. Explain the basics of strength training to a complete beginner who has never been to a gym in 5 short tips. The role and audience cues shape everything about the reply. Make it a habit to add role, audience, and tone in one line. For instance, act as an experienced career coach. Write a brief LinkedIn post for software engineers moving into AI in a practical, encouraging tone. If you are thinking, okay, but how do I actually tell the AI what tone or role to use? You are not alone. It is easier than it sounds, and you only need a couple of phrases. Just write it out. Start with act as a, followed by teacher, editor, coach, or whatever you need. Then add in a friendly tone or in a formal tone, so the style matches where the text will live. Fourth habit is to tell the AI what format you want. Ask for bullet points, a table, a list of steps, or even JSON, and set limits like length or number of items so the answer drops neatly into your workflow. You could say, summarize this article in exactly 5 bullet points, each under 20 words, focusing only on practical recommendations. Or, analyze this review and output JSON with fields for sentiment, main issues, and suggested improvements. When you skip format and structure, the model hands you a giant wall of text. It is much harder to copy into slides, documents, or code. Asking for a table or numbered steps up front saves you that cleanup work. Fifth habit is to break complex tasks into steps and invite reasoning. Instead of demanding a perfect final answer, ask the model to solve things step by step, so its logic is clearer and mistakes are easier for you to catch. For planning, analysis, or problem solving, literally say, first do this, then give the conclusion. Like, you are a study coach. List your assumptions, then weekly goals, then a detailed plan for week 1. A simple pattern is, you are a math tutor. Solve this problem step by step, explaining each step in simple language before giving the final answer. That one sentence alone can clean up so many math replies. If you only ask, just give me the answer, the model may skip useful reasoning and still sound very confident. For math, planning, or analysis, that makes errors harder to notice because you never see how it got there. So how do you actually get the AI to show its reasoning instead of hiding the thinking part? How do you encourage those step-by-step answers that feel more like a tutor walking beside you? The trick is to ask for it directly. Use phrases like step-by-step, explain your reasoning, or show you're working, especially on math and logic tasks, and you will usually see accuracy and transparency jump. Sixth habit is to use examples, sometimes called few-shot prompting. You show the AI a sample input and the output you want, then give your real task, so the model can copy the pattern instead of guessing the style. For instance, you might show input, short casual email, output, polished but friendly email version. Then paste your own rough email and say, now rewrite this in the same style as the example above. Examples are like giving the AI a template. You can show a rough sentence such as, this phone is okay, but battery is bad, then an improved review line, and ask it to rewrite several more sentences in that clearer style. When should you bother adding examples to a prompt? Do you need them every single time or only in certain situations where you really care about the style or structure of the answer? Use examples whenever pattern or style really matters. If you care how the review sounds, how an email is structured, or how a table is formatted, a handful of short examples can dramatically improve how the model performs. Seventh habit is to iterate and refine. Treat the first response as a draft, not the final word. Small tweaks to your prompt and quick follow-up instructions often produce much better answers than starting from scratch each time. Instead of rewriting the whole prompt, talk to the AI about its draft. Say things like, "Great, now shorten this by about 30%, keep all key points, and make the tone more conversational while staying professional." A big mistake is treating the first answer as final and closing the chat. When you never follow up, you miss the much better versions that appear after 1 or 2 simple clarifying instructions. You can even ask the model to critique itself. Paste its answer, then say, "First list 3 ways this could be clearer for a beginner," then rewrite the answer using those improvements. You get feedback plus an upgraded draft. The 8th habit is to spell out what to include and what to avoid. Use simple do and do not rules so the model knows what to emphasize and what to leave out, which keeps the answer closer to your target. If researching for a new smartwatch, you might say, "Do focus on battery life and health features. Do not mention price or discounts." Or for a blog intro, "Do focus on time management and boundaries. Do not mention specific tools or brand names." What if the AI answer is just off? Not wrong exactly, but not what you wanted. How do you fix the prompt in that moment instead of giving up and thinking the model just cannot help? Treat that first answer as a draft. Tell the model what was missing or wrong. Then add clear constraints like make this 30% shorter, keep the same structure, and change the tone to more casual and friendly. Finally, you might be wondering, what are the classic beginner mistakes with prompts? The ones almost everyone makes at the start so you can skip a few painful experiments. Let us hit the greatest hits list quickly. Top issues are vagueness, missing context, and stuffing too many tasks into one prompt. Things like write about dogs or asking to brainstorm, choose, outline, and fully write all at once usually give messy, unfocused results. When you ask the AI to brainstorm ideas, pick the best one, outline it, and then fully write the piece in a single prompt. You set it up to struggle. The output often feels tangled, like it tried to do everything. The other extreme is overloading your prompt with a giant, rambling wall of text. Modern models have a limited context window, so if you waste it on repeated or irrelevant details, the important parts can get cut off or ignored. Another big risk is trusting every answer as fact. Beginners sometimes forget that these tools can hallucinate, so always double-check important claims or ask the model to cite sources or flag where it is uncertain. So to recap, a prompt is your instruction to the AI, and clarity plus context change everything. Add role, audience, tone, and format, break complex tasks into steps, use examples, and iterate with follow-ups to level up any tool. That is everything you need to start writing prompts that behave, or at least pretend they are listening. The fun part is you can try these patterns today in any chat tool. Define task, audience, format, and tone, ask for steps and examples, then refine the draft. Share your favorite before and after prompts in the comments. Check the description for a prompting guide and notes on what we covered here today. If this helped you level up your prompting, tap like so the algorithm knows you have good taste. Follow for more simple tools that make AI behave. And remember, the only thing smarter than a great prompt is the person who wrote it. See you in the next one.